Om Shanti. How are you all? So, today we are going to discuss a very important topic, uh, which is the root cause of all fear that all humans have. So, nowadays you can say that there is no guarantee of peaceful life till the end because anything can happen at any time. So the life is so unpredictable. You can see that natural calamities struck various places all of a sudden, and also we faced COVID-19 uh, pandemic, so which resulted in millions of deaths across the globe. In addition to that, we face several diseases that puts our lives in danger. In addition, we will definitely reach the old age where we have to depend on others for our own survival. So, but the world is becoming more and more selfish. Children are not ready to take care of their parents, siblings, they're not loving towards each other. So it's more like a hell. So there is no guarantee at all for what's going to happen next. Even in these times, there is a guarantee that you can rely on, because this is not the guarantee by any human or government or any religion, but by the world almighty authority, God himself. He says that there was a time when there is absolutely no trace of peacelessness or sorrow in any corner of the world. The world was like that in the beginning, that is 5000 years back. As a matter of fact, it continued to be so for the first 2500 years when this world was called heaven. But religions makes us believe that heaven exists somewhere else, but God says the truth is the world you live in now was heaven in the beginning, because obviously God would have created earth as heaven, right? Not as hell where we live in now. Yes, you heard it right. We are living in hell. The world which was heaven in the beginning slowly becomes hell for the next 2500 years, because we become body conscious and become addicted to five vices: lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego. But while we were in heaven, we were soul conscious. That is, we considered ourselves to be souls that shines like a tiny star in between the eyebrows. It is souls that see through eyes, listen through ears, speak through mouths. So it is the soul that performs all activity through the body. Body is perishable, soul is imperishable. So whatever act you perform with this imperishable body, you will definitely get the consequences of it while you are in this body or while you are in another body, but you will definitely get it. Once you know that you are an eternal soul, then you will take care not to perform any bad deeds, or else you will definitely be punished sooner or later. And God says the reason we were very happy in the beginning for the first 2500 years is because we were so pure. So, by pure, I mean there is absolutely no impurity in our soul. Actually, mind, intellect, and sanskar, they all three of them are present within this soul, although soul is very tiny. So, the soul was pure in the beginning because it has no impurities like lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego for the first 2500 years. Actually, these impurities or vices are called Ravan. Lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego, they are present both in men and women, which is combinedly called 10-headed Ravan. Other than that, there is no one with 10 heads as mentioned in Ramayana. As a matter of fact, whether it's Ramayana or Mahabharata, Quran or Bible, all religious scriptures, they were not histories. They did not happen as such. They were given in the form of story to convey a deep spiritual secret. Unless you realize them to be just stories, you can't find the treasure hidden in that stories. So, how is it? See, God says purity, which means being completely free from all impurities like lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. So, these vices emerge only after we become body consciousness in hell. Till then, we were soul conscious. So, if we are pure, God says, peacefulness and blissfulness or happiness and wealth, they will all be together where there is purity. And it is impossible for there to be peace, happiness, and wealth where there is no purity. So that's the main reason we face all sorts of problems in the form of diseases, poverty, natural calamities, war between nations, because people's minds are so corrupt with these five vices. God says, God comes just 100 years before the destruction of this world to give this knowledge, because this knowledge is necessary for the recreation of heaven again. Yes, this is a time cycle called Kalpa, consisting of 5000 years. The world was heaven for the first 2500 years and becomes hell for the next 2500 years, and it becomes heaven again. But it doesn't happen automatically. That's when God needs to come to give us these teachings, to make us pure again, for us to take birth in the pure world. And we need to do to become pure is to consider ourselves to be souls again, and to remember Supreme Soul as much as possible. Supreme Soul is called God Shiva by Hindus and Allah by Muslims, Heavenly Godfather by Christians. God is just one. He comes in the end. He enters an old man's body and gives him the name Brahma. This Brahma is represented as Adam in Bible and Quran. So, even today in one's life, we can find that we were so happy when we were children, but our happiness decreases as the body consciousness increases. Likewise, they were fully soul conscious. That's the reason they were fully happy throughout. Now we have become fully impure because of body consciousness. That's why we are facing these problems. God says if you are able to become pure and stay pure, I guarantee that you will never have peacelessness or sorrow even at the time of world destruction, which is definitely going to happen, or else this will not be converted to heaven. So there will come a time when even millionaires and billionaires will not have handful of food to eat. We have witnessed such things in Ukraine, in Palestine, even in uh, some parts of India during heavy flood. So people cannot come out of their homes. There wouldn't be electricity. So obviously they have to rely on some military wala to drop them food for them to survive. So just imagine what would be the condition at the time of destruction. And even uh, at the time we are living in, where there are surveillance cameras in every corner of the world, in every street, still we see rapes happening on daily basis. But at the time of destruction, at the time of war, there won't be surveillance cameras, there won't be electricity, there won't be internet, there won't be police station, there won't be hospitals. Just imagine what the condition of world would be at that time. So that's the reason Bible warns of the end times, that it's going to be hell for the pregnant women, for the new mother with a newborn baby, for various reasons. Even at the time of COVID, the women who were pregnant at that time knows how hard it was for them, because they couldn't even come out of their home. So even if because a child needs constant medical attention, right? But still they couldn't afford it. Just imagine what would happen at the end. And the people are so addicted to sex, especially after this arrival of internet. And now we are seeing multiple affairs for each men and women. So just imagine what's going to be at the end. Nonetheless, God says, if you stay pure, none of those awkward incidents would ever happen to you. So that's the only protection or shield of protection that God gives, which is purity. So of course the purity, the main thing is to remain celibate. But that's not enough. Also, you need to get rid of anger, greed, attachment, ego, waste thoughts, negative thoughts. How do you be able to do that? So it is only by being in remembrance of God Shiva as a point of light, and by considering yourself to be the soul without your body. Only then you can come out of body consciousness, right? So you need to consider yourself to be soul and remember God as a point of light as much as possible, no matter what you do. From now, only then you will be able to be soul conscious even at the time of destruction, because if you start trying, then it is impossible, because now, of course, it's comparatively peaceful now, but at the end, you would have lost your family, would have lost your wealth, health, everything. So you would be mourning about your losses rather than trying to connect your mind with God because you lack practice. So it needs tremendous practice for a long time for you to be in remembrance of God at the time of destruction. So by being in remembrance of God, you become pure. You will be free from thoughts of lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. Because of these uh, vices, that you are punished in the form of diseases and other sorrow. But once you become pure, there is no reason for punishing you, right? So that's when God says you will never be dying out of starvation, as everybody does. You will not face the death due to natural calamities, accidents. It is by being in remembrance of God, and you will consciously leave this body. Because after all, our practice is for that. You have to become pure and go back to where you come from, that is the soul world. It is only after the soul reaches the soul world, if it is already eligible to take birth in heaven, it will start taking birth in heaven after the beginning of heaven. So you need to always remember this point. Nothing can happen to me as long as I remain pure. In older days, people say that celibacy is uh, the lifeguard for women, but in reality, it's for both men and women. So, in addition to remembering God as a point of light, it is also essential to take the direct teachings of God, which is available absolutely free of cost in the form of Murli in all Brahma Kumaris Rajog meditation centers that spread across the globe. If you can't find one near you, you can always Google Murli, which is spelled Murli, Brahma Kumaris Murli, in whatever language you want. It is available in almost all languages of the world. Om Shanti. Thanks for watching.